Mr. Phillips Olabisi, and he'll be speaking on becoming a burden bearer leader. And one of the reasons why we have to put that topic is because of many times we want to actually be burden bearers, but at the same time we don't want to actually carry the yoke. So I believe there are yokes when it comes to wanting to be a leader, the burden of having to actually be responsible to people. So we'll send Mr. Olabisi the link and then he will join us. Hi, thank you very much for joining. So the topic is becoming a burden bearer leader. In our various spheres of lives, we are all burden bearers. So we're carrying a burden for people. We're helping people carrying something. We're helping people becoming better people, irrespective of it. So we want Mr. Olabisi to come teach us. He has been carrying the burden of empowering young people globally, and he's from Canada. So we're going to send in the link right now, and then he will join us. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's get started. Very good. Okay, join us now. Okay. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. I can remember very well the first time we had the section was in 2020. Today's another year. We're having another section with you. Thank you so much.
It's such a privilege to be here. You know, one of the things I wish I dressed the way you dressed today, because probably I will look for something to put on my head. Let me see if there's any one of the clothes.
Yeah, I think that's better that way.
Because I've seen some of your previous sessions you have put on this. Oh my God. I have to look for it. Give me 1 second.
Okay, no problem.
Oh my God. Oh my. Jesus. Do you know I could not find anyone? Wow. I
Okay,
couldn't find
very good.
anyone, but I want to look like you, man. You know, because I have watched some of your previous sessions, and I know you love to promote the African culture very much.
Yeah, I think this is complete now.
I've not done a live session in a while.
Wow.
It's not because it's just because so many other responsibilities have come, and then I've been quite busy also starting a church and all of those things.
Wow.
So many things, trying to get more knowledge, studying, going back to school, so many things. So I really thank God that I'm able to make it to this session today.
I wanted you to join. I honestly wanted you to join. So let me officially introduce Mr. Olabisi to everyone who's joined now. So Mr. Olabisi, I'm going to go a little bit detailed so that we understand. So I woke up one morning for why I wanted to host these sections. So I was praying and I was asking God, okay, we needed someone. And then the first person I ever was able to meet with was Mr. Olabisi, and it's a great privilege to have him here again. So he's going to be speaking on becoming a burden bearer leader. So I officially invite you. Thank you very much, Sam. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. And again, like I said 2 years ago, my thoughts has not changed about how I feel about what you are doing. One thing I want you to know is this. What will make people to actually appreciate you? There are people that watch what you do, they listen to what you do, they don't drop comments, they don't send any likes, they don't do anything. But they are watching because they've also seen people coming like this, starting something, and they fizzle out. One of the things that makes people to respect and honor you in a long time is they must see consistency. For people to actually begin to respect and appreciate what you do. Because there are many people that are doing what you are doing.
Exactly.
So, but some people, they're just passionate. And then passion has a lifespan. Passion has a lifespan. What will cause people to continue is that they are looking at this young man. They say, oh, they see all your posts. They say, there are so many young people that they post like this and they are not really serious and everything. So people want to watch how consistent you are going to be before they can begin to. It is not by the number of people that actually say they appreciate or they like you. No, you don't need too many people to get to where you need to get to. You need. Look at these are the people you need. You need, number one, you need people of influence. They me right now. They may not have what you have, but they can connect you to the people that have what you need. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need influential people, you need gifted people, you need burden bearers, you need such people. All of those people, they don't have to be 1 million people. There may be 1 people, 2 people, but they have the connection to 1 billion people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So these are the things. So please never be discouraged or distracted by the number of people that appreciate or don't appreciate it. Continue to do what you are doing. Okay? And then in consistency, you will see that God will begin to connect you beyond even your own environment will be able to help you. So I appreciate your consistency over time. And that's why I am able to come back again. I want to, with due regard, with due respect to you right now, Saturdays are very, very busy for me.
Wow.
I am in like 3 meetings at the same time.
Wow.
I'm telling you, but I have to do this.
Wow, thank you so much, sir.
And I appreciate you. It's an honor for me to be a part of it because I know a day is coming that you'll be on a global platform.
Amen.
I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that journey. I want to be a part of that success. And I want to be able to say that I am not surprised where Miracle is today. I will be surprised if it's not where he is today.
Exactly.
Because there is no glory without a story. Many people, they want to associate with the glory without contributing anything to the stories of people. Okay? But I want to be a part of success story of people. I want to be happy to see them, applaud them on the stage. And that gives me a lot of fulfillment. Okay? And it boils down to what we are talking about today. That is leadership. Leadership is taking people from where they are right now to where they ought to be. Okay? If you are a leader listening to me or you listen later and you look back and nobody is following you, you are taking a stroll. You are taking a walk. That's what you're doing. Leadership entails that you take people from where they are right now, seemingly ignorant men, people that don't even have any likeness, beautiful nature around them, and you pick them up from where they are right now to where they ought to be. That is leadership. That is leadership, and that's exactly what we are doing today. One of the things that bothers me, because I know you very well, that you are particular about leadership and as it pertains the African continent.
Yes.
I know you are very passionate about leadership in Africa. Now, I live abroad, and people may listen to what I'm telling you. Let me tell you the truth. Many of the nations that we run to, they are not as blessed as the African continent. I don't think there is any continent that is as blessed as Africa. And that's not to try to psych us up. It's based on information analysis. Okay? Now, the nation of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, for instance, is supposed to be the second richest country in the entire world.
Wow. Wow.
Why do I say so? They have the highest deposit of bitumen, highest deposit of gold, highest deposit of so many natural resources. Yet, a policeman in DR Congo is paid less than 10,000 euros. Any nation that is like that does not have value for human lives, can never progress. It is impossible. Any nation that doesn't place value on the lives of people, and that's why Africa is an oxymoron. Okay, you see so many giftings, so many talents, natural resources. There is nothing you can talk about that God has not blessed us with. For instance, Namibia is another example. There is nothing, there is no phone, no mobile phone on this earth. Now, what they use in making the phone is not taken from Namibia. Namibia has the highest deposit of uranium that they use in making all our phones.
Wow.
But they are one of the poorest countries in the entire world. Okay, so if there is any nation that will become impactful and people will grow in that nation and there are no leaders that can make a path, create a path for people to advance, that nation will continue to remain poor. Okay, and let me tell you let me also tell you this that you must take note, and I want you to advertise it, tell people, any nation, any organization that puts people in leadership based on their geographical location, that nation will continue to remain under oppression. That, oh, miracle is from my hometown. Miracle is from my village. And that's the reason why I want to put you in a leadership position. No. At the end of the day, what those people will become, they'll become bosses, they'll become managers, and they are not leaders. Because there's a difference between being a boss, being a manager, and being a leader. Anytime, never forget this, please. Anytime people are put in position of leadership based on their geographical location, that nation will continue to remain under oppression. It must be based, whether you are from my town or not. It must be based on what? Track record, competence, and character. If I don't have this, I must not be put in that position. So another thing that now lists is that we have people that we call transactional leaders, whereby people are put there based on transaction. You will be there for this 2 years. After my 4 years, you will come to do your 4 years. That's transaction. That's not leadership. Those people will never do the bidding of the country. They will always be doing the bidding of the person that appointed them into that position. So it may interest you. Majority of the people that are leaders in Africa, they are managers and they are not leaders.
No leaders.
A manager does not rock the boats. It doesn't. It is the way things have been before I was born. So shall it be, one without end. That's a manager. A leader is looking for how to do things better. He's looking for all the gaps, the loopholes, on ways that we can actually improve a system. A boss or a manager does not do that. They don't do that. Also, leaders are not born. Leaders are made. There's nobody born as a leader. No. It is the decisions of people and choices they make over time that categorize them into a leader, into a position of leadership. Also, please, I know I'm saying a lot of things within the space that we have, and it's because I'm passionate about this issue. I'm passionate about this. Again, I want you to know this. I don't want you to forget this, my brother. If you need a position to become a leader, you are not worth being called a leader.
Wow. Wow.
I can use you as an example without knowing every detail about you. You were running and influencing people while in the university, even without being elected into any position. Is that not true?
Very true.
Did you tell me that?
Not at all.
That is, I'm telling you this thing. This leadership ability cannot be hidden. You have served more in school without any position than you served when you were elected into any position.
Yes.
That is leadership. It's beyond being elected into an office, being put in a position. No. If you need a position to lead people, that means you are not even qualified to be a leader in the first place. Yes. So, leadership starts with what? Ability to lead yourself. To lead yourself. Are you able to lead and govern yourself? That is the beginning of leadership. Because if I cannot lead myself, I cannot govern people. Myself, I cannot govern people. Because people rely on me and they trust me to be able to provide meaningful guidance and leading for them. Okay, so that's all of those things. If you have any question you want to ask me, you want to interrupt me, please feel free to go ahead.
Wow, very good. Wow. I like the question. I like what you said. He said, if you need a leadership position to lead people, then you're not qualified to be a leader. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So one of the questions I want to ask is, we are faced with, I think this is Africa. It's a big problem we're experiencing. It's a very big problem. And for me, in my school, my university, I see all of these problems every time. And the question I want to ask is this: how do we influence young people to really be leadership minded, where they're not just thinking about the side attraction that comes? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So how do students, young people, students develop that heart desire for leadership?
Very, very important question. And this is a question that should be on a national debate, national discussion. Now, one of the things that we need to do is that we need to go to our foundation and our roots. What do I mean by that? One of the greatest challenges that we have right now is this: our value system has been eroded.
Wow.
The things that used to be very sacred, the things that we used to be to hold in very high esteem, are things that we trample on feet right now. As a child, in my community, as a child, if I am leaving the home, I remember our parents used to tell us that, oh, remember the child of whom you are. I'm sure you have heard of that before.
Yes. That
means they tell us also, they remind us of what the Holy Book says, that what a good name is better than what riches. Those are some of the things they told us. And then when we left home and went to any place, we wanted to ensure that we don't disappoint or don't tarnish the image of our parents, tarnish the image of our family. That was very important to us. Okay? But over the time, over the years, a lot of things have changed. The same parents that used to say that now, say, oh, this is our time. Let us take everything that we can get. Value system has been eroded.
Wow.
For us to get back to ensure is that value must take its center stage. Now, also, what do I mean by that? Then, if you come home with any friend that looks very scruffy, that looks shady, your parents will ask you and question you. They will tell you something is not good about this person. Things have also changed. Right now, parents are even the one encouraging their children to be connected with people, even when we cannot trace the source of their wealth or the source of their living right now. So that's a problem as well. And it has happened over the years. Now, before I forget this, for every African nation, and I will use Nigeria quickly as a case study. Now, if we want to actually make people to truly be honest, whatever position in politics that we give to them, we must reduce the cost of governance. The cost of governance is too high. It has made wanting to become a local government chairman, anything, to become too attractive. You can imagine a local government chairman, how much is he earning? All his children are abroad. He has so many tons of houses. There is no way you can do your job faithfully as a local government chairman and you can have such amount of wealth. You must do something. You must either defraud the people, you must get a contract and not do it properly. Governance, political office is too attractive in Africa. A senator in Nigeria, for instance, is any more than the president of America.
Wow.
And all of those things, sitting allowance, even without sitting down, even without doing anything, the cost of political office is too much. So it makes people not to even have regard for education, because there are many people in governance and politics in nations of Africa right now that have no business being in such positions. Okay? Wow. So if you want our young people to begin to have such values again, it must come. We must change our value system. Our value system of what? Integrity, honesty. Now, our parents told us when we were children to retain the good name that has been given unto us. Those are the things that we need to inculcate again back in our young people for us to see changes in our community. Now, it starts from the family. The family is the bedrock of society. If the children are not properly trained from the home, we are going to see the ripple effect in the community and the society. So we have to return to what? The teaching and the value system that we have. That was even in our culture. In our culture, we had communal living. When I was growing up, many years in the village, if anything was lost, sir, my brother, they will return that thing to your house. If anything was lost, there were no high fences, there were no gates in the village. No gates. And there were no robbers. If anybody should steal anything, they will get him in that community and they will make the person to go and that's what they refer to as scapegoats. That's the genesis of scapegoat. They will take that person to that family and they will discipline him. He will apologize. Public embarrassment, he will never do it again. So we have to return to the culture and the values that our parents inculcated in us before we can see changes in our community. It starts from the family, it starts from the home. Another thing is that we must begin to make people we have elected into offices to be accountable. Let me give you why. Now, one of the problems we have in Africa is that the laws are there, but enforcement of the laws is the major problem as well. What do I mean? A policeman will stop me on the road. Do you even know the law? A policeman should not stop you to be asking you for your vehicle papers. But we don't know. We need to create awareness. It's not the job of the policeman to do that. In the Constitution, it's not the job of the policeman to ask you that. But when we don't know, they will always do and take advantage of the situation and somebody who bribe us. Okay? So we must create an awareness whereby people can know what is right from what is wrong. And then when we begin to do that, from time to time, you see that people begin to change their mindset. They will not think of bribing the officer of the law to get their way out. They will know what is right. They will follow the rule of law. They will follow what is correct. And then everyone will begin to behave themselves the way they need to behave.
Wow.
Okay? So those are some of the things. Value system has been eroded in Africa. And the last one I'm going to say is that we have to begin, the church, all the organizations, begin to teach the young people again. Now, do you know one of the problems that we have right now is that many of us young people, we are seeking validation from the internet and social media. Is the reason why somebody just wants to adjust the way God has made them. It's for validation. It's for validation because self-esteem has been damaged. The esteem of an average young person has been damaged. So he feels that he needs to appear like what? He needs to dress like a Jay-Z, like a Beyonce, so that people can respect him. Okay? One of the things that people must know, and it has to be taught, whether in church, whether in the community, everywhere, is that you have been made perfectly the way God has created you. You don't need to look like somebody else to get validation. Okay? That's one of the things that we need to. So you see somebody wants to pose in a particular way, take a picture in a nude way for sexual appeal, so that people can like them. And you see people commenting and say, you are looking good. And that gives that person confidence. No. With likes or no like, comment or no comment under my posts, I am secure in myself. So I don't need anybody's likes or comments to have validation. Okay? So we have to sensitize and create awareness that you are perfect the way God has made you, and that gives you confidence to be able to do things. You don't do things because everybody is doing it. The fact that everyone is doing a thing does not make it true. Okay? Truth is not validated by number of people doing it. It's not. A crowd can be wrong. A crowd can be wrong. Okay? Yeah. So it's not by number of people. So these are things that we need to begin to teach ourselves from time to time to be able to change and everything. Never forget that enforcement of the law I mentioned. If the laws are enforced, I lived in a particular place I will not mention, whereby one of the leaders in that community, he only adjusted because for public funds, you are not supposed to spend it on your spouse and your children. So this leader added some money to a vacation. He was going on vacation with his wife and his children, and he only took a small amount of money from the government purse to add it to his own vacation. He went for jail. He went to jail because of that.
Wow.
That in another nation, in some part of Africa, people steal this on a daily basis. Nothing happens. And they come out boldly to tell you, I stole the money and nothing's going to happen to them. So when we see that, when people see this happen, young people see this thing, they don't see the rule of law being applied. People don't care anymore. People don't regard the laws and everything. So everybody wants to use an opportunity to get whatever they can get. Okay? Until laws are being enforced, we may never see a change in our community. We won't see it. Okay? And let me just speak about let me put this up. Now, one of the things that we see from time to time is that in Africa, for instance, people want to do things because they want to brag to somebody else.
Yes.
Yes. There's a subtle way. I want to do something And that's the reason why people borrow money to impress people that don't even like them.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. They want to
Wow.
impress people. No. And that's why people steal, they borrow, and all of those things, because they want to appear the way they are not. Okay? Now, one of the things we have to do is this, is that we have to let people know. We have to let people know that you don't need an outside validation from another person to feel good. Look in yourself in the mirror and look and say, oh, Philip, you're looking good. See how wonderful you are. Be comfortable in your skin. Don't try to want to imitate somebody, to speak like somebody. What? You are going to die a photocopy. If you want to imitate somebody, you will only be, at best, a photocopy of the original. So, these are values that we need to restore in the heart of people. I don't want to say more than that. So you can go.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. You don't need an outside validation to make you feel good.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So I think to just have one more question, and then now in your experience, you're in Canada, you've had experience with young people over there. You've been in Nigeria, you've had experience with young people over here. In your little experience, what would you tell young people that this is what leadership really means?
That's a very good question. Now, this is the way I'll say it to young people. Now, first of all, God has created everybody. There is no useless person on earth. No useless person. There is nobody that has been brought into this earth that has not been created for a purpose. Now, people can tell you something else. People can say you are useless. People can use any words. Even parents can say that to their children. It doesn't make it true. Everyone created has been created with a purpose in mind, with an ability, with a question that God has placed in the generation that they are the only one that have the answer. So that's a special, and you're a masterpiece on this earth. Because God has put something in my heart that my generation is calling for. And if I don't arise, my generation will be void of the answer to that question. Now, leadership, I told you I try to compare being a boss, being a manager, and being a leader. A leader is somebody that sees the end from the beginning. A leader is a visionary. A leader is somebody that never, as they wake up every day of their life, they don't think about themselves alone. Anybody that talks about me, myself, and I is not a leader. Yes. If you don't carry, you are not bothered about the condition and the welfare of people around you. You don't carry that as a body. You are not a leader. You are just a manager. Yes, a leader is someone that is very, very concerned about the well-being and the welfare of people within their community. They are restless. They don't think about themselves alone. It's even beyond their family. They go out on the street, they go out and they see people and they are thinking, what can I do? Because they change. What can I do to be an impact? That's how leaders think. A manager or somebody that's not a leader say, we not even have sympathy for people.
Exactly, yes.
I don't know if they're hardworking, they will have gotten. No, leaders don't talk like that. Now, another thing I want people to hear me is this. If you are somebody that has gone through a process where maybe very negative, or you have to go through a lot of things, and then you are now successful, and you want everyone to go through that process before they can be successful, you are not a leader. You are a selfish person. God allows us to go through certain processes certain experiences so that other people can learn from our experience. Because we don't all have the time, the luxury of time to experience everything before we learn. If you have to experience everything before you learn, you will end up with too many scars. So you can leverage on the experiences of other people to better your own life.
Wow.
You don't have to experience everything before you learn. So leaders put themselves out there. They allow people to leverage from the experience. I have been through this before. They want many other people to rise. They don't want to say, I have gone through the experience. You must go through it and learn too. No, leaders don't speak like that. You want people to rise faster than you rose. Yes. You know they don't have the luxury of time. So you allow them. This is this. Look at this. I've gone through this path. I've gone through this process. I can help you. And they don't also allow people. Leaders don't allow people, true leaders, don't allow people following them to lose their own identity.
Wow.
Yes, you follow me, but you can't lose yourself because you are following me. They want people to be themselves. They want to stir up the gifts and the abilities in people. They don't want people to follow them and they lose their own identity and their own person because you are following me. True leaders, they want to identify the strengths of people and they want to amplify it. That is leadership. And then the last thing I will say before we say other things is that a leader that is, if you're a leader and you don't have empathy for people, you cannot tell us you are a leader. There is no leadership without empathy. What does that mean? Being in the shoes of people, putting yourself in the position of other people. That is true leadership. That is true leadership. There is no leadership without empathy.
Well, I think I'm written about 3 notes right now. Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Really grateful. I think I've written about 3 notes. More than 3 notes actually. In four. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for this. So to round this up, sir, I want to thank you for everyone who's joined. Thank you so much. To round it up, in few words, we want to cut this and then send it out. In few words, what advice would you give to young people all over the world right now at this point in time, what we're facing as a nation, as a continent, and as a universe as a whole? What advice would you give to young people in few words?
Okay, first of all, if anybody tells any young person listening to me right now that the world is going to get better, it's not true. And now there was a pandemic, there was a lockdown and everything. It is good for us to be students of history. Whether you are a pastor, you are a CEO, entrepreneur, you must always be a student of history. The pandemic that we had, that was not the first time there was a pandemic where everything was shut down and everything. Pandemic or very negative situation, contrary situation, it's when true leaders emerge. It's an opportunity for true leaders to emerge, people with great purpose. Why am I saying this? You know the tea bag, that we put in. The tea bag, we always continue to claim that is a tea, it has potentials. Until you put the tea bag in hot water, you can't see the potentials of the tea bag. That's when the character of the tea bag begin to manifest. Okay? So, there will always be adverse circumstances. There will always be contrary circumstances in the world, in every season, in every time. Okay? But in the midst of darkness is an opportunity for light to manifest. It's an opportunity for you. you will not rise if all you do is to complain about what is not working, what all the things, the opportunity I don't have, what is happening around me and everything. There are people in the pandemic, they made more money even before the pandemic. Okay? So there is always diamond in the mud. There's always light even in the midst of darkness. So young people out there right now haven't established the fact there is an ability in you. The greatest challenge is discovering what God has placed in us. It is the journey of discovery that is the most challenging. Okay? Now, that you need to have a meeting with yourself and look at, what am I truly passionate about? What do I have passion for? Is a signal to your calling, your assignment, and your purpose. Discover your gifting, discover your abilities, discover the potential that you have. Okay? And it is in the process of brushing up your ability. My friend here, Miracle, may not even know he has the ability to be able to speak to people.
Exactly. Yes.
You don't know. But the best moment to start doing what you need to do, the best moment is yesterday. Not today anymore. The next best moment is now. The best moment was yesterday. The next best moment is now. You are made for much more than you are doing right now.
Wow.
So find out your abilities. And this is another advice. Everyone that you discuss your visions with, please do not discuss your visions with small-minded people. They will not allow the vision to see the light of the day. Quit discussing your great dreams, your great visions with myopic and small-minded people. I'm telling you, they will always give you a reason why it will not work. I'm telling you the truth. And they are not necessarily wrong, but they don't have the capacity to bear the vision God has given to you. They are not wrong people. They may even love you genuinely, but they can't see beyond their nose. Respect them, honor them, but stop sharing your great visions with small-minded people. They will always give you many, many factors why that thing will not work. And they are not necessarily wrong, but they can't see beyond their nose.
Wow.
So every young person listening to me, I plead with you. Eternity will be void of answers if you don't rise up right now. There are answers in you that God has put in this generation that you only have the answer. So rise up. Have a meeting with yourself. Find your strength. Find your passion. Find your gifting and begin to polish it. Through what? Mentorship. Through connecting with people that have gone ahead of you. Through books. Through reading. Through all kinds of resources are available. There is nothing you want to achieve. It may be in a different light, but there's nothing new under the sun. There are people that have gone ahead of you, that have achieved it, accomplished it, and have gone through that path. Connecting with them makes your journey of life very easy and more smoother for you. God bless you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so I think we've come to the end of this section, and we're very glad to have Mr. Phillips. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm just surprised that I've finished about almost 5 pages right now. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I'm very, very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone who will join us. So we'll see you another time again.
Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.